Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the RFM Audio Production channel, where we get your background vocals sitting, well, in the background. In today's episode, we are looking at the background vocals today, where you should put them and how much time you should really put into them. As always, these tutorials are presented live on Twitch, so if you'd like to join in the live chat, please follow the link down below and hit follow, so that way you actually manage to catch the next stream. And please remember to like, share and subscribe, that way you guys don't miss a thing and it helps this channel grow into something special. Anyway, enough chit chat and let's get on with the tutorial. So what are we doing today? Today we're doing backing vocals. Backing vocals are one of these things that is very prevalent in pretty much most genres of music. Anything that has a vocal usually has some sort of backing vocal, or at least a double in there somewhere. But we are going to be going over how to mix them. And even though they are important, it's in the name, for the background. Just to kept a little bit further back after all at the end of the day. It is easy for us to get so fixated on having everything at the front. You know, everything front and center, making sure everything's got its place. But at the end of the day, the backing vocals are there to support the lead vocals, not actually keep it, it's there to support the lead vocals, but not to actually overpower it or push itself in front. So in today's tutorial, that is what we will be focusing on, is actually how to get those backing vocals nicely at the back, where they do reinforce the lead vocals, but they don't overpower them. They don't muddy or even harshen up the mix either, and actually keep it going. So we have to consider a couple of mentalities when we're actually doing this, when we're actually mixing on the backing vocals. First one, like I said, is keep them relatively further back. We have to think about how we keep them further back in the mix rather than pushing them too far forward. So another thing with backing vocals is I wouldn't recommend putting so much time into the backing vocals. You can actually spend a little bit of time on them. Your focus should be on the lead vocals. But the problem is that we can end up just taking so much time and boggling ourselves so much with backing vocals, because there is more backing vocals than the lead vocal, most of the time. But anyway. So first of all, we can think about how we are going to actually process the backing vocals. Without spending so much time on each individual bus. First place I would start off with, or each individual track rather, so it's really pretty much brought me to that, is create a vocal bus and then mix all of your vocals on that bus. It's up to you if you do have like varying different vocal ranges that you sort of want to go separately. I would still put them in groups and put them into a bus and process them individually. But that's where we could start off with, is sending all of these to a bus. As I've said, they are the support role, they're not the lead role. So there are varying things we can do with a bit of EQ and a bit of reverb in order to actually keep it in its right space. If you've actually watched one of my previous streams or even my previous videos on YouTube, you can actually find out that space is all about your frequencies, your reverbs, and your levels as well. Levels are a very important thing. Again, you don't want to push the levels too far up in the mix. But let's turn off this music and then we can bring up Reaper. You can actually bring that into... Oh, wrong one. Actually go straight into Reaper. And you get your headphones on as always. This one's not so bad. At least you should be able to hear what is going on, regardless of what speakers you got. But again, I'd always recommend speakers or headphones if you're listening to this. So I've actually got all of the harmonies and backing vocals here. I also have a vocal doubler here for this track. So I've actually already just done a wee bit of this processing on it, but let's have a listen to it. So. Now, I think the fun thing about backing vocals is that what you can do, usually I would recommend that the lead vocal is always dead center channel. They're the focus after all. But you can play around with the panning with these. Again, try to take the time to find out where they should be sent to. Make sure the mix doesn't feel lopsided. I've done that in the past plenty of times. Maybe like certain like higher vocals are on the right and lower vocals are on the left, whereas I should have spread them out a little bit so they don't sound so lopsided. Now, this is quite a funny set of backing vocals because they're all over the place. They're kind of choppy. They're all doing different things at different times instead of like working together at the same time until the very end of the track. So you can actually hear it better if you can actually hear the width in the backing vocals when I do this. Just to make it a little easier for you, I will solo the backing vocals. Let's do the lead and double as well, just so you can hear it better. A sunny new day, a celebration. I can't waste that shot to gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-cut. I'm gonna find myself some. I'm gonna need some self-control. Go away, bot. I am not interested. Thank you very much. I am not doing this for fame or fortune. Well, I could do with a bit of money right now. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. A sunny new day, a celebration. I can't waste that shot to gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-cut. I'm gonna find myself some. I'm gonna need some self-control. So that's not too bad. I think I could probably work on some of the directions of some of them because I feel like a lot of the low end is on the right. But a good place to start with mixing vocals, like after you've created your bus and you've got everything sent to that bus, is actually even just copy over the effects from the lead vocals. Now, we're not going to end there. Don't worry about that. We're not just going to stop at those, doing that, because that can end up conflicting with the lead vocals. So I've actually already got it up here. And that is, for the most part, the same as the lead vocals. So. Will I ever get caught? Will I ever get past the one? I'm either falling apart or tearing myself out. A sunny new day, a celebration. I can't waste that shot to gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control. Some interesting sound of vocals. There's something kind of. There's a lot of like headphone bleed in these. Now I didn't try to. Where is this sent to? A sunny new day, a celebration. I'm the king of wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control. I'll take the distortion. Just a sunny new day, a celebration. I'm the king of wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control. So, as I said, like I've got the lead vocals, which is the lead vocal bus actually, right here. you can actually copy these over what you've already got done, and then send it right to background 2. Bring that down slightly. Don't want the vocals thinking too much. You can bring them right back down. Send the effects channel to the backing vocal bus, and then we can have a play around with the backing vocals as well. I think the compression won't be quite as aggressive as it is on the lead vocal. And another way, one thing I would seriously recommend to actually have a go at changing about on the backing vocals is mainly the frequency, especially the high end. When it comes to the lead vocal, I like to boost the high end a little bit, give it a wee bit more airiness, a wee bit more clarity, make it sound a little bit more professional as well. But in this situation, we want the vocals to sound further away than the backing vocals to sound further away than the lead vocals. So we can start off by shaving off some of the high end to do that, because as things get further away, more surfaces tend to absorb the high end a lot quicker. So when something's further away, it sounds like it's got less high end. So that's a great place to start. What we'll do is we'll listen to the backing vocals here on its own without that cut.
Will I ever get caught? Will I ever get past the line? I'm either falling apart or telling myself I'm right.
Right, and then we're just going to add that on there just to kind of make it a little bit duller.
Will I ever get caught? Will I ever get past the line? I'm either falling apart or telling myself I'm right.
So it's a nice bit duller than what it was before. I'll probably pull it down at like 12 dB per octave, somewhere about 10k. I have to admit, that harmony sounds really odd out of context. It sort of sounds out of tune, but I think it sounds fine in context if we add the lead vocal in.
Wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control.
I may actually need to tune that later on at some point anyway, but let's try that in context of the mix.
A sunny new day of celebration. I kick a wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control.
Doesn't sound too bad when it's actually in context, but could actually do with making that slightly better. But I'll leave that for another time. We can do that at another bit while we're focusing on the backing vocals themselves. As always, guys, if I'm going too fast for you, just let me know. Ask me any questions. It can be any audio-related questions. It doesn't have to be the topic at hand. If you're just interested in learning more about this stuff, then feel free to ask away. That's the whole reason I'm here. I'm thinking of just like adding a little bit more compression, maybe being a little bit more, pushing it a little bit more. Just to see if we can get a little bit more going here. Got a little bit more control on those dynamics. Not bad. I did have these vocals a bit higher up, so if I just put that back to Unity again.
Will I ever get caught? Will I ever get past the line? I'm either falling apart or tearing myself away. Will I ever get caught? falling apart and tear myself apart. A sunny new day of celebration. I kick a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you're not taking but I'm gonna need some self-control. The weatherman say I better make plans. I'm in over my head and onto your hands.
I'm gonna bring that one down a wee bit.
We all know what happens next, we all know how it ends. Yeah, all my tables they shut, running out of just for friends. A sunny new day of celebration. I think a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control.
Let's listen to that in context, actually. Probably best, actually, going over for all of the vocals so we know what it's like when the compressor hits the lot.
I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna need some self-control. I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna need some self-control. I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna need some self-control. I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna need
A wee bit of a medium release in that one, I think. Yeah, right, let's get that in context.
I'm gonna find myself, so I'm gonna need some self-control.
Not so bad, not so bad.
I'm gonna need some self-control. I'm gonna find myself, so I'm gonna need some self-control.
This track in particular, I don't feel like the backing vocals definitely add another dimension and element to the whole track. I just don't feel like it needs so much of it. I feel like they've added a little bit more and then they needed to. Plus I don't know if it was the preamp they were recording into. Honestly, wasn't that great. It did a lot of really weird things with the volume. Took me a while to work on the lead vocals to really get it to sound quite level and quite smooth throughout the whole thing.
Will I ever be cold? Will I ever get past the wall? I'm either falling apart or tear myself apart. A sunny new day of celebration. I kick a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you're not taking but I'm gonna need some self-control. The weatherman say I better make plans. I'm in over my head and onto your hands. We all know what happens next, we all know how it ends. Yeah, all my tables they shut, running out of just for friends. A sunny new day of celebration. I kick a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it, but I'm gonna need some self-control. Kick a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. A sunny new day of celebration. I kick a wasted shot to go. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-control. I'm gonna find myself, so I'm gonna need some self-control.
That's sounding all right. So as I said, one of the major things I did was actually just run off the EQ a wee bit. The next thing you can do is actually push the reverb in it, which I've actually already done as well. Let's just bring up the routing for the backing vocals, and we can actually check out what it would sound like without the reverb first of all. Also got it at max parallel, but that doesn't matter.
Will I ever get caught? Will I ever get past the wall? I'm
See, without those delays and reverbs, it definitely sound a lot closer.
Gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-cut. I'm gonna find myself some. I'm gonna need some self-control.
Right, so you can hear that the vocals actually just sound a little bit too closer. I usually would refrain, like when it comes to lead vocals and stuff like that, I would definitely refrain from putting too much reverb and delays on there. But I like to push it when it comes to backing vocals, just to add that more distance in there. You can actually hear I've actually put quite a bit into it when I bring them back in. You can even see from the routing I've got it at unity gain at the moment. I wouldn't actually mind pushing it a little bit more than that.
Sunny new day, a celebration. I'm the king of wasted. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some gold. I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna need some self-control.
So it's only a little bit there. I've also got that long reverb, which I haven't tried yet, and it compresses whenever the lead vocal comes in. But I could try it with this. Let's have a go at that, actually. It's always worth experimenting in these things. So I got the long reverb here. See this? But obviously it's not gonna get rid of them when the... Right, let's bring the vocal in.
You know I'll take it. A sunny new day, a celebration. I'm the king of wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. A sunny new day, a celebration. I'm the king of wasted shots of gold. If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-cut. I'm gonna find myself some. I'm gonna need some self-control. Will I ever get cold? Will I ever get past the line? I'm either falling apart or tearing myself apart.
Good thing is that the lead vocal will be compressing it and bringing it back when the vocals are currently in.
If you get a chance, you know I'll take it. I'm gonna need some self-control. The weatherman say I better make plans. I'm in over my head and under your hands. We all know what happens next. We all go.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching. As I said earlier, please like, share and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. If you like, you can check out some of my other YouTube content. Just check out some of the previous videos up above. And I hope to see you soon, and I hope your snare is sounding great. In today's episode, we are actually looking at the background vocals today. How to mix them, where you should keep them, and As always, these tutorials are always These tutorials are presented live on Twitch, so if you'd like to join in the live chat, as always, these tutorials are presented on... As always... As always,